Yeah, I can hear you now.
Right, so I just went over to the zoning department section. You gave some great answers, kind of similar to what I was saying, but even more in depth. So in terms of the fence height, it's kind of historical, and it's there to prevent a community engagement. So I'm going to read some of the things here that they've sent me. It provides, if you have a high fence, it's providing a security wall for crime to hide behind, jumping out. If you're backing out of a driveway and you've got a tall fence, then your sight line, you get run into a child on the street and a bike. Criminals can't be seen from the streets once you have a high fence or lower fences. Keep that. Sight line, SEPTED, which is crime prevention through environmental design principles, open designs and building orientations to put as many eyes on the space as possible. So little crime happens in wide open areas where everyone's driving or looking out the windows. So it maintains harmony with the community, preventing disputes with local neighbours and local authorities. And then fencing bylaws are in place to ensure the safety, privacy, and aesthetics of properties while maintaining community harmony. Security is important, and excessively tall fences can impact neighbours' views and disrupt the overall visual appeal of a neighbourhood. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, that was the point. Those were the points that I was making there, which was which one of those did this apply to?
Well, all of them, because of the height.
So there's safety concern. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, safety is part of them. I mean, if somebody pulls out a driveway, you can't see a kid on the bike. If there's somebody's lurking around criminals, if somebody's walking the sidewalk, if somebody's behind the fence, you're not going to see them until last minute. So, yes, so pretty much, and that's from the horse's mouth. I just went over there in order to, respect your comments or your question, right? Which I'm here to work with people. There's your answer.
Yeah,
there is something online. Development Permit Area Guidelines, July 11th, 2024. Section 2 goes through core design principles about some of the things I mentioned.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think you're giving me a little bit to think about. How about yourself? Are you still left with the same feeling on this, or?
Well, at the end of the day, there's a zoning bylaw contravention. There's a zoning infraction. So, and then to be consistent, it has to be addressed.
Yeah. And I think we were just going over the reasons that the bylaw would be enforced, right?
Because it's over height.
Like, well, no, I just mean like what they sent you.
It happen everywhere.
No, I hear you. I just wanted to clarify on the information that you were just saying there. That was information based on the reason of enforcing the bylaw, just to make sure I understood right.
Well, it's compliance with the bylaw. So the district has these rules to have this neighborhood security, all these things, and the bylaw has that in place. So for every bylaw, there is ticketing contraventions. Like if you top a tree, in the bylaw, do not top a tree. Okay? Fencing height. If you go higher than this, do not alter the fence height. So there are certain things within the bylaws that have kind of rules with them, and with that also there's fines and the amount of fines, removing a tree or building or plumbing or so. Yeah.
Okay. So on this thing that says hand delivered, sorry, did you include a reason on here? And I in one of those things you mentioned was on here. Am I correct or am I incorrect? Does one of those reasons you just mentioned, is it included in this paperwork? I'm just looking at it again here.
It doesn't have to be included. It's over height.
Oh no, I just meant a reason.
I'm not here to explain the bylaw. I'm here to reference the bylaw and to state what the contradiction or contravention of the bylaw.
Yes.
I'm not here to vouch what how it was created and when and why and what year.
Okay.
I'm
no
not here
worries.
to
Okay. No. I just wanted to make sure that there's, from your side of things, that you don't see any safety concern. That's the first thing. I just wanted to make sure before I get off the phone with you. No safety concern or any of those things that you mentioned in there, right?
Well, the safety concern is the fence being high, and that's why if she wants to keep the fence the height, she's going to have to ask go through the Board of Variance and say, hey, I understand that this height fence is not permitted for my zone property. However, given the reasons why, I would like to keep the fence at this height. And therefore, it's looked at individually, or that property and that fence is looked at individually. And then the board will say, oh, yeah, okay, we see why you did that. You know what? Yeah, we'll allow that.
Okay, right.
Or the times where it's like, no, I'm sorry, I had to go back. So you're going for appeal.
Okay. Okay. So the safety concern is alleviated by it being lowered that little bit.
Yes. So if you lower the height, but it's not also about safety. It's about the zoning of the property, the rules of the property. Okay. If you go to the back of the house and you build a huge shed that's say 14 feet by 14 feet, you can build it out of titanium. Kryptonite. What are they going to build out of? It can be as strong as. Doesn't matter. It's oversized. You need a permit. Why? Because that is the bylaw for height and size and dimensions. So there are rules, and the fence is a rule, black and white.
Yes.
The fence height is breaking that rule for that property.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we both agreed that the rules are there for a reason, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna look into what you've said so far, and I will be completely transparent that I'm still not completely clear on what the reason is other than the bylaw existing, but I'm going to do some research. It's near the end of the day, and I want to let you go. But I will be dwelling on what's been said, and again, it sounds like we're working together, and I want that to maintain that sort of relationship as far as this needs to be resolved, and we're both on the same page as far as that is concerned. Yeah.
And that's something I always encourage in all my calls. I want to work with people. Like I said, this was not obviously. She was the contractor was the contractor who built it. There was a miscommunication here of what should have been permitted and what should have been built and what was built. So I'm willing to work, but that will stop at a point when there is no working together. So the fence has to be either reduced in height, or you have to go to the board. And the Board of Variance say, yep, you know what, that's fine, my file's closed. So it either has to be approved or removed, either or.
Right.
And now we're looking at several months into this now.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. No, miscommunication. That's another reason why this phone call is occurring, is so we don't have that. So, expect another call where again it's for clarification and to eliminate any miscommunication. And so again, I'm sorry for a bit there. We felt like we weren't working together, and hopefully that's changed. And when you hear from me again, we'll remember the fact that we're working together on this. Is that okay, Chris?
Works for me.
Perfect.
Works for me.
Excellent.
And obviously, you've got my phone number, so you have my email. You can email me questions as well.
Excellent.
Or you can go online, Board of Variance, and look that up, because it only happens once a month.
Right.
So,
okay.
And it takes some time to get that paperwork in.
For sure. You know what? I expect I'll probably do an email. Just that way we can all, make sure we're presenting what we're saying properly, and we don't get in a personal capacity. Great, Chris. I appreciate it.
And then you know what, Toto? Then I can, then I can bring in another group, like whoever is needed, like zoning or whoever, and then that way we get in there a little bit faster.
Excellent. Yeah, because my main concern is that everything's handled with public interest. Is I know that's important, and also that the homeowner isn't having any undue stress from this.
Well, I'm trying my best.
I know.
Like I said,
I hear this,
and that's why I went to the house. I didn't go to the house to give them a fine or ticket or warning. I went to the house with extra information to help.
No, I hear you. I know it. I get that, but you could probably see how for others, the whole thing could be, too much already, right?
Oh, I understand, and that's why I'm doing the best I can.
I hear you.
Unfortunately, at some point that will have to end, because I've got to be consistent with all the files. So I encourage you to check out the Board of Variance, contact me if you have any more questions, and yeah, let's get on this.
Perfect. All right, Chris.
All right.
Talk to you shortly.
Thanks. Have a good
All
day.
right. Bye.